for the break, and I was like, we're going to call him Dr. J. But no, it's Dr. Jeffrey Robinson. Presently, he teaches at Wayne State University and Eastern State. Hold it, wait, that's not it. He is also a principal at Malcolm X School. Malcolm X Paul Robeson School. I apologize. Oh wait, there's more. He is also a minister at Mount Calvary Baptist Church. This brother, plenty of hats. And he's running for mayor of the fine city of Detroit. So I'm just excited. So we're going to have our opening remarks from our co-hosts, and we're just going to get into our conversation. Brother Will, how you doing this evening?
Oh, pretty good.
Looking good.
Okay.
I like that piercing.
I guess you need glasses. But, yeah, so we're going to go through this. It's going to be so much. I don't think this show will be enough. But we have quite a few comments and questions for the good doctor. So hope you are interested. Stick with us. 313-868-4336. 313-868-0351. So, gonna let Dr. Robinson, if you would, open some remarks for us.
Well, first off, let me say what an honor it is to appear on the Teachers Lounge. It's going to be refreshing to have conversation with colleagues on some of the important issues of our area, our region, and I feel as if I have graduated, I've arrived, because I've heard about the Teachers Lounge and saw some episodes, and so it's just good to be here, and I'm looking forward to the information that I gained from sharing here tonight. So thank you to everyone.
Well, we're so excited to have you. And Brother Donovan, you want to say good evening to the people?
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? It's good to be back for another episode. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. We're going to get straight to our questions again. If you want to join us, give us a call at 313-868-0342 or 313-868-0351. And finally, 313-868-4336. I'm going to get the first question. And I'm so excited to ask. And I'm just excited. To have someone that's just so outspoken and someone that is just so together with it on an educational basis. So I digress. Sir, of course we're all teachers here. And we represent our unit. At least we do our best to. We don't want to pretend that every teacher in DFT is on point. So I'm curious, as a former teacher and a principal, are there areas that you would like teachers to improve? And are there areas where you're like, this is great teaching, we need to keep this type of program here because it works?
Well, let me say this. There is no other place that I would have rather begin my career in education in the city of Detroit. By and large, the educators in the city of Detroit are the best anywhere in the country. I can almost go world in that definition. And so, in as much as I know teaching and the importance to our children, I can see the shifts in teaching. And those shifts have, unfortunately, here in Detroit, they've gone from better to worse in a lot of the conditions in the buildings. And, I was a 18, 19-year member of DFT. And so I was a part of a lot of those conversations about what was going on in education. And I start there because I have to recognize that teachers have gone through a lot and have been pressed to do more with less, and all the while their quality of life, their ability to raise and take care of their families has dwindled. But the educators in Detroit are dedicated. And so to that end, it's incumbent upon a teacher to be real sensitive to the changes they've gone through and the toll that the conditions in the profession have had on them, and realize when maybe it's time to call it a career. I could go back and reflect on when I decided to make the decision to go from teaching to administration. it wasn't that I was necessarily tired of teaching, but I had a yearning to make a greater impact. I wanted to do more with the influence and the knowledge and experience I had gained. And so I compare that to the need of teachers to realize when maybe it's a career in the classroom. Maybe they want to go into another aspect. Maybe it's time to retire, but to just take an introspective of themselves and know where they are in the profession and what it is they're offering to children, because our children need everybody at 100%. And giving their best, giving their all the time. And when you're no longer able to do that, then, although we recognize what you may have gone through, we want to be sure we're cognizant of why we're here. Our oath as teachers is pretty much like doctors: do no harm. And so when you realize that maybe what you're doing is not necessarily the most beneficial to students, then it's time to take an examination. So, but beyond that, I want teachers to just realize that, there is strength in numbers, and that the more we collaborate and come together and make our voices and opinions known on what's working with our children, that also alleviates some of the tension that teachers may feel. But other than that, I'm proud to be a Detroit educator.
Amen. I know you talked about being a teacher and then going to the principalship. And now you want to go into mayoral candidate. Wow. Why? What has influenced you to make you believe that you have what it takes to run this city?
Well, again, I can start with my education. And I remember a quote by Horace Mann Bond. He said that schools have never been progenitors of society. They've always only been a reflection of them. And I can say that I've been a part of that reflection. I've been a part of what Detroit was when I became a teacher back in, date myself, 1993, when I came into the profession. And in as much as I've been an educator, teachers get a bird's eye view of society.
Yes,
we get to see what's going on with our kids, the increases in poverty, the shifts in income, and the social economic conditions. And so as I was fortunate enough to do my undergrad, do my master's work, do my doctoral studies in this area, and as I gained information on what was actually going on, one of the things we always taught at Malcolm X Academy, where I taught, was to be a part of the change you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I see what is on the current political horizon, when I look at what happened last summer when the city had to beg for money from people whose job that was to properly fund education, and then I come to some of the problems here in the city of Detroit, then I was tired of talking about it and complaining about it, and so I decided to offer myself up for service to the citizens of Detroit.
Amen. God bless you, sir. We're going to go to our phones. Caller, welcome to the Teachers Lounge. How can we help you this evening?
Well, good evening to the second greatest gift to earth, the teachers of God.
I can help you,
Leslie
sir.
Donovan and to your guest. It's come to a point in time that if we call ourselves truly educators and truly administrators, we've got to admit the government has moved the bar from education to indoctrination. When you have the likes of Race to the Top and No Child Left Behind, is the one biggest factor that they left out of both of those bills was what? It did not address social ills. So if little Johnny and little Susie is coming from a home of an alcoholic and a drug abuser, do they really care about a leak test? No. And now we've got Steve King out of Iowa, a white man who happens to visit maybe black people. He doesn't know any black people, in my opinion. When you pass a bill like 610, that's going to put all of your students, I'm talking about emotionally impaired, learning disabled, mainstream, advanced prep, in one classroom, and we're going to require our teachers to teach them. That bill also starts with defunding the public education, and it also takes away healthy foods in the lunchroom. So now we go back to little jugs of juice and hot Cheetos. So we are in a state of crisis. And you look at DFT, and it's not only DFT, but I'm concerned about DFT or DPS. Almost every area is the critical shortage. And it's growing. The thing of it is, What can we say to young people who are in four-year institutions to make them understand or give up their heart, their passion, their time, and their money to come and teach public education? There was once a point in time when black folks, this was our only profession